Greetings and welcome back to The Discourse. I'm Peter Bradshaw of The Guardian, and can I just real quick implore you to subscribe, because you don't want to live a life of regrets. You don't want to be on your deathbed thinking, how much better could my life have been if only I'd subscribed to Peter Bradshaw's YouTube channel. Brady Corbett's amazing and engrossing epic, The Brutalist, is about the design of post-war America and what was mixed into its foundations at the building stage. It asks us to decide if and how the brutalism of the title applies to something other than architecture, and wonders about the future ruin of all that we imagine at the drawing board of youth, an American Ozymandias. It is about anti-Semitism and the capitalist adventure, about unassimilated immigrant experience, and about American can-do naivety versus the tragic, painful depths of European culture and expertise. This is a film with thrilling directness and storytelling force, a movie which fills its widescreen and 3.5-hour running time with absolute certainty and ease, with such glorious amplitude and clarity, even simplicity, and yet also with something darkly mysterious and uncanny to be divined in its handsome shape.
Join me in looking forward toward the future.
What do you think?
It's unusual, even for you.
Your English is impressive. Perhaps you can help your husband sound less like he shines shoes for a wage. I'm sorry, will you please pass that back?
They do not want us here.
Who do you mean?
The people here, they do not want us here.
It feels as if it must be based on a real-life case, or at least a literary source. But this is an original screenplay by Corbett and his co-screenwriter and partner Mona Fastvold, the biopic of an imaginary Hungarian architect and Holocaust survivor, Laszlo Toth, who comes to the post-war United States in poverty, but begins, or rather revives, his distinguished career with the impulsive, eccentric patronage of a wealthy man with the WASP presidential name of Van Buren. This is a bluff and patrician fellow who has the good taste and imagination to recognise Toth's gifts, but is finally to demonstrate a dark side in bigotry, violence and envious shame at his own mediocrity. Toth is played with angular fierceness and passion by Adrian Brody, a career best for him surely, and an advance, in fact, on his comparable performance in Polanski's The Pianist. His wife Erzsébet, played by Felicity Jones, and orphaned niece Sophia, Raffi Cassidy, are marooned behind in Europe, caught in a bureaucratic muddle. Toth's breezily prosperous cousin Attila, Alessandro Nivola, first offers Toth a job in his Philadelphia furniture store, but his American Catholic wife, Attila, has converted to Catholicism and anglicised his name, is fatefully to take against Toth. His only male friend is Gordon, played with dignity and restraint by Isaac de Boncolet, a widower, military veteran and single dad that Toth met on the breadline. And Harrison Van Buren is wonderfully played by Guy Pearce, with rich tailoring, face whiskers and a plummy, booming tone born of an addiction to Portuguese Madeira. It may have been inspired by the John Huston voice that Daniel Day-Lewis found to play his tortured oil man in Paul Thomas Anderson's There Will Be Blood. From the very first, there is something ominous in the half-starved European artist's encounter with the plump American plutocrat, perhaps in his encounter with America itself, when Toth staggers up from the hold of his immigrant ship to get his first ecstatic look at the Statue of Liberty. He is dazed, woozy, and the statue looms disturbingly upside down, like the upside-down untethered shots in Corbett's comparable Euro-American parable, The Childhood of a Leader. Toth gets a job remodelling Van Buren's library and his palatial estate, although Van Buren himself knows nothing about it. The job was commissioned as a birthday surprise while he was away by his bumptious and slippery son Harry Van Buren, played by Joe Alwyn. Toth is thrilled by the possibilities in the library's high ceilings and its overhead atrial light source, forms which appear to inspire his work for the rest of his American career, although it is only at the very end of the film that we discover what the actual inspiration is. He offers Toth a king's ransom and also uses his political contacts to get Erzsébet and Sophia into the US so that Toth can mastermind the building of a vast community centre in the town in memory of his late mother, a huge and metastasising folly, rather like the Xanadu mansion in Wells's Citizen Kane. Van Buren, in fact, insists on regaling Toth with his own Rosebud moment, when he humiliated his impoverished grandparents who had been cruel to his beloved mother, but begged him for money once he'd made it big. But Toth's haughty perfectionism, his quick temper, and his own problems with drink and drugs make the project an ordeal. The Protestant locals are suspicious of Toth as a Jew, and when the pair of them finally visit the spectacular Carrara marble quarries, an extraordinary late sequence, it is another ill omen. The Brutalist obviously takes something from Ayn Rand, but also from Bernard Malamud and Saul Bellow in its depiction of the American immigrant adventure and the promise of success. But maybe Corbett and Fassfeld go further and faster into how sensual and sexual it all is. The film shows us the violence and the savagery, not quite the same as the brutalism that go with capitalist failure and success, with Van Buren Sr. and perhaps Jr. guilty of rape. It's an electrifying piece of work, stunningly shot by cinematographer Lol Crawley and superbly designed by Judy Becker. I emerged from this film light-headed and euphoric, dizzy, with rubbernecking at its monumental vastness. And that's it. Please give this vlog some TLC by giving it a like and a share on your socials. Please subscribe to this channel. And most importantly, please buy my book, The Body in the Mobile Library and Other Stories, and leave a comment here telling me what you think. See you next time.